Awesome.
If I get in good enough shape, we're doing a wrestling show at the Old Main.
Done.
We'll make it happen.
You know
bro.
where we can do it right too?
Where?
Right here in this parking lot.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shit. And then I'm gonna get off this right here.
Oh shit! He's gonna jump. He's gonna pull a Shane McMahon over here
for like 10 views.
So, Nick, before you walked up, I was telling everybody that we had to talk about the secret life of yours. Well, the wrestling secret life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah. It's your boy JRock, in your face literally, and we are at Bar House San Antonio, man, and it is going to be an awesome night out here.
Wow.
We already had an awesome show on the Social Plug podcast, but I definitely had to come out here and get this scenery and get y'all to see this stuff on my page, man. So shout out to Nick Marquez for allowing us to come out here and do this podcast out here on his third floor here, man. What do you think, Jesse? How you liking this place, man?
Man, it is.
Hey, we turn on my headset, Ben, please?
It's beautiful. Seriously, I mean, you're right here. You can see a little bit of everything, and man, it's a beautiful ambiance, and this makes you go and just realize like how pretty this area is for real. We got Johnny in the house with
Johnny's
Social Plug
man.
Media, baby.
Look at this view, bro.
Heck yeah, dude, this is awesome.
Holy
brother.
cow.
He's talking
It's
about
nice.
us too, by the way, ladies.
Yeah, he is talking about us.
Yeah, I'm between two
Two J's.
What is it?
The J&J sandwich.
Two dudes.
I won't say more than
You're
that.
getting the J sandwich with the J in the middle. Hey, guys, shout out to Social Plug Media, man, for giving us the opportunity and the power in us out here at the Bar House SA, man. And shout out to Ben Marongo. He's on the back of the... There he is. Oh, he's a little dark there, but you could see that lit up Bar House sign there. So he's doing an awesome thing back there. And he's been doing great, man, making sure the KickRocks Podcast is kicking butt. So who's live with us right now, man? What are y'all doing? Who's getting ready for the Cowboys and Texans game?
Ooh.
Obviously, I'm a Cowboy fan, but I've already been hurting. I feel like I've been hurt from my back hurts still. I don't know what's going on. But we're losing, so I feel like the same thing's going to happen tonight. It's going to be a rough year, man. I'm already feeling it. So, but if you're in San Antonio area, you got to make it out here to Bar House, man. It's a great scenery. The weather's amazing, by the way. So, but this was pretty cool. Johnny, what did you think? This is your first time out here actually checking out the spot.
Dude, this is an amazing venue.
Right?
I love it. I love the vibe, just the ambiance here. It's a 3-level facility. You got a bar, first level, bar, second level. And it's not only bar, you have little lounge areas.
Hell
so
yeah,
it's a
man.
little...
It's like a little maze, actually.
It's a little maze, and you have intimate rooms. Not intimate in that way, Jesse. But intimate,
Not
meaning,
lifestyle rooms,
meaning
y'all.
You can have
Lifestyle.
like one-on-one conversations, and
Yeah.
the music's not too loud in there. You
Yeah.
can hang out with the girls, the guys, whatever. The walls are pretty cool. They're painted very well. Just the ambiance is great.
Hell
And
yeah.
upstairs is just a lounge area.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So there's
man.
not a bar up here, but there's one
Yeah.
in the works. However, you can hang out and just check out the skyline.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
it's beautiful. Can you,
Hey,
Ben, can you check out the sky
scroll
view
around?
real quick?
Yeah,
Check this out, guys.
got different shots here. So this is, you got the Lone Star beer right here, right behind us.
Yeah, man.
Pretty awesome. And then, but the other way, you got you pretty much got the tower on the other side too, man. So man, it's just awesome. It
Yeah.
feels great, by the way, too, man. So
And hey, even Mercy's daughter works at the tower, actually.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
she works there. I mean, so imagine that, right? We get to see this whole view downtown San Antonio. It's freaking
yeah.
beautiful, guys. And just to piggyback on what we talked about earlier today, man, I want to give a big shout out to Nick and the Bar House. Everything he
Yeah.
had to go through and battle through. Because remember, this is not your regular commercial building. This is a historic building. And for those of you who don't have experience in that, there's so many loopholes you have to follow. And for instance, just the sign can't be over a certain amount. You can't do this. You can't do that. And he went through every single obstacle to make this happen. So bring your ass out here, show some support for all the hard work that went into this place.
And if you want to find out a little bit more, you got to check out. Sorry, John. You got to check out the Social Plug Podcast, where we just had the interview with him and talked a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes stuff, what it took, and it was a great interview as well.
The sun cut us off a little bit. We didn't have the great wind or lack of wind that we have
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
There's no wind now. And
There's
it's
no
about
wind.
75 degrees.
Oh,
Earlier,
yeah.
it was just windy.
It was very windy. I was surprised.
We couldn't do what we're doing now. So this, I don't know if God blessed us or whatever.
They blessed JRock, the KickRocks Podcast.
It did bless you. So now we have these great lights, and just look at this.
Yeah, it's
What
awesome,
other podcast has this view, man?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Hey, let's give a shout out to our watchers. We got Eddie Perez, the all-talented Eddie Perez, my sister Yvonne. We got Corey Lewis,
Corey Lewis, he's gonna be doing the Double Shots Dugout.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to
podcast,
Corey.
man. Corey's one of, dude.
Tell me about Corey.
Corey is fucking hilarious, bro. If you have not seen the Double Shots Dugout podcast, he just comes up with the most funniest things, man. And him and Austin are a great duo on that podcast.
Yes.
And so if you're a fan of podcasts, man, that's a sports
and
podcast
sports,
you
man.
wanna
They're
see.
knowledgeable, dude.
Yeah, their slogan is all sports matter, man. But Corey and Austin tear it up, and Corey cracks me up, man. He's a great dude, man.
We got the amazing Jasmine we're watching, my big bro Michael Mann,
Hey, what's
Gabe
up, Michael Mann?
Valdez,
What's up,
Mr.
Gabe?
Pretty Boy himself,
Yeah.
Boomer, my cuz. What's up, Boom?
Yeah. Gabe was on last Friday, man. Shout out to Gabe.
Yeah, man, he's a good dude.
Yeah, it's doing awesome, man. I'm not gonna pretty much put out his shit out there, but Gabe, hope everything's good with the family, man.
Yeah, I reached out to him today. Said,
hell
if you need any help at all, bro, man, we're here for you, homie.
Yeah, I hope everything's going good, man. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody chiming in. Nick should be walking up here pretty soon. I want to ask him a couple questions. I actually want to talk a little secret life of Nick.
Yeah, tell us.
So if you've known him, we'll chat it up with him here in a minute. He said he'll come up for a couple minutes for us to get out of here.
When Nick comes up, I'm out.
Yeah. And for that reason, I'm out, right, Johnny?
Just want to do my
Hey,
Johnny's been wanting to have a
and
reason
don't forget the point.
to do his Trump dance.
Speaking of the Trump dance, have you guys seen it's taking over sports, especially the
Everybody,
NFL? There
bro.
it is. There it is, right
Everybody's
there.
doing the dance.
Point to each camera.
There you go.
Man, what do you guys think, man? Don't you just feel like, man, it's a breath of fresh air lately?
It
man?
is a breath of fresh air, man. It feels like everybody can actually love our president again in a way, and I feel like everybody's just, I don't know, it just feels more free in a way. I mean, I don't know.
The other side is wanting to work together.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I think they understand what's going on.
True
Yeah,
that, man.
America has
that is
spoken.
true.
America has spoken.
But
Yeah.
people are tired of the bullshit, man. They're tired of the rhetoric. They're tired of the negativity. Just come together.
Yeah.
You come together and we all win.
I believe
And
that's
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We're all better together.
Mr.
yeah.
Kevin says, hey, tell Johnny to calm down with the finger pointing.
Mr. Kevin says,
And,
hey, he usually does the fucking hawk thing.
We got Ivan, we got Yvonne watching, and we got Ivan watching. What's up, Ivan?
What does that say? Me,
And my boys.
my boys.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I was like,
man.
what? My boys.
Hey, but
So-
either way, man, regardless of whatever the side you're on, you want this country to succeed. You want us to be back kicking ass. You want us to be a
hell
threat.
yeah.
You want us to be number one, right? And shout out to my boy DJ Millionaire watching. DJ Millionaire is multi-talented. He's got all different types of things going on. So shout out to my boy there, man. Very knowledgeable in the music game. But I feel good.
Do you see yourself DJing here one day?
I don't
Jason?
know. I mean, I would think that the bar house is
I know
more.
the owner.
Yeah, yeah. We just chatted with the owner. So, hey, Nick, if you need me to come DJ, I got you, bro. The only thing I would say that would maybe hold me back is I would think this place needs a real DJ. And remember, you guys, I'm not a real DJ. I'm an MC who plays
an
music.
MC.
You know, I stand by that. I'm a hype man. In my experience, you're not going to be able to hype me. Period. That's just what I do. I've been doing it for 22 years. But as far as DJing, I give respect where respect due. And all these DJs are badass. And you know, they're amazing, man. They're at their craft. But you know, we each have our strengths, and my strength is not this. I got to know where my strengths are and my weaknesses are. And I would think for this place, you need somebody who can constant flow, constant beat match, and make that beat go. I'm more of an entertaining type DJ where I'm going to MC, I'm going to stop the music, I'm going to make announcements, and I think somebody of my style is not necessarily fit here. They'll probably be like, hey, shut the hell up and just play music, right? Now, can I do that? Yes, I can. Shout out to my boy Ivan. He's one of my homies from New Orleans. He used to be one of the baddest barbacks in all of Bourbon Street, so I'm glad he's watching here, and some of my New Orleans people are watching. But
man.
like I said, I would love to do it. I do feel like I can, you know, play music anywhere, but at the same time, I think this is next level shit, especially 3 stories, right?
Oh, yeah, man. Well, also another thing I want to talk about, because it was a big thing that we talked about on Friday, was the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, man, I feel bad for Tyson, bro. Like, I was hyped, excited for him to get in there, like what we talked about on Friday. But
yeah,
him coming out, man, I mean, the way he was biting his glove, his way he felt like his legs weren't underneath him.
Why do you think he was biting his glove, by the way? Do you think he was trying to adjust his glove or
You
trying
want to know what I think? I think it was a signal to Jake Paul. Say, bro, slow down a little bit.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Either way, Allie's watching. What's up, Allie?
I think I don't. No, I don't think so.
No,
man.
I don't think so.
I think it was just him.
I've never seen him
he was
bite a
gonna have to
glove
take
like
I never seen him bite like that either. But I'll
I
tell
seen
you
him
this.
bite an ear. I seen him bite an ear like that.
Hey, we got the
So,
man coming
all right,
up.
we got Nick
I love
coming
you guys.
in.
We got
All
Nick
right, love you,
coming in.
brother.
That's my signal. All right,
For that
we'll see
reason,
you.
he's out.
He's
I'm
plugged
out.
out.
All right,
I'm
man. Come
So
on
we got
in,
the
Nick.
man Nick. Come on in,
There you
Big
go,
Nick.
man.
The man right here. Come on in,
Heck
Nick.
yeah, man. So, Nick, before you walked up, I was telling everybody that we had to talk about the secret life of yours. Well, the wrestling secret life.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah.
Don't tell me Nick was a wrestler.
No, he wasn't a wrestler. He's a
I
wrestling
wish.
fan. So,
Oh, okay.
wish.
hopefully,
High
that's-
school, I was a
Yeah,
wrestler.
not too much of.
Backyard wrestler.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
You did? No shit.
Me and one of my best friends, Mike.
Hell
We
yeah.
did it. We even built a ring around my trampoline. And so
Hey, that's smart.
Okay,
We were
so
doing it, yeah.
we gotta talk about this because I built some homemade rings myself. So what did you make out? Like obviously, so the trampoline.
we had a circle. This is so embarrassing.
Like I said, we're gonna talk about your secret
no
life.
one's gonna come to the bar anymore. We had the circular trampoline and we put 4 4x4 posts in a perfect square. Had the turnbuckles.
Okay.
Had like
Damn.
even just like the coated cabling as the cables,
the
and then
rope?
we had
Yeah.
little like the insulators that you run on the electrical conduit. We just wrapped it all with duct tape.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
So it
Yeah.
Hey,
Tight
pictures
enough
or it
for us
didn't
to
happen,
roll
Nick.
off it, but not. We would fake the propulsion. From
Yeah,
the, like,
yeah.
you know?
They're coming off. Yeah.
And then we
yeah.
could climb the turnbuckles, and we started doing stuff off the top ropes. So not to, I'm going to tell you why we stopped real quick, but I think the worst thing, it was when we were probably like 15 or 16, but for tables, we were using cardboard boxes. So we'd always ask my grandma for cardboard
Yeah.
boxes, and she'd ask why. It's just, we just want some boxes.
Yeah.
So when she would leave, we would get a ladder and put me through the table on
Yeah.
the cardboard box. It was embarrassing.
Well,
Sorry,
hey,
Mike.
speaking of
He's out
cardboard
there
boxes,
somewhere.
you were asking for cardboard boxes to wrestle. I was asking for cardboard boxes to breakdance when I was back in the day. Breakdancers. So shout out to all my breakdancers,
You were,
man.
you were
And
just using them in a different
hey,
way.
JRock, real quick for all our watchers, can introduce the man right here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, guys, this is Nick Marquez, the owner of the bar that we're sitting on the 3rd level at.
Pew, 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 pew.
Here at Bar House San Antonio, man. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
opening up, man.
Yes.
For sure,
Thanks
man.
for coming out.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us, man. I came out the first night. He had, kind of had, I guess, would you say a soft opening? I guess you can say.
Yeah, on
And
November 6th we had soft
There
opening.
you go.
yeah.
And it was my birthday weekend. I was like, we got to get out there, and it was not soft at all, bro. It was awesome. Everybody was
Oh
here.
yeah,
Had a
it's
great
crazy.
time.
Yeah, and we're open daily.
Yeah,
The grand
yeah.
opening event is on this Saturday, but we are open daily every day. Come on down, check it out.
Heck
Almost
yeah.
11,000 square feet.
Hell
And by
yeah.
the way, man, that soft opening, and even till all the first 10 days has been slammed, right, Nick?
Yeah.
It's been
I'm
amazing,
Very
man.
fortunate, but yes, it's been very busy. The San Antonio crowd is amazing, and it's very exciting. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to come, a lot of special events, and then always expanding in some type
Some
of way.
way. Hell yeah. And that's the thing too, guys. Like, I know who's watching. You're on my page and you're watching with Jesse and everybody else.
Yep.
You like to go have fun. So this is a spot where you definitely have to make when you're down here in downtown San Antonio, man. And we talked about on the Social Club podcast, go watch that as well. But we talked about how important it is for everybody else that's around here as well, for each business
Sure.
of these bars and these food trucks. And so a lot of guys, man, that are coming out here to San Antonio, especially holidays about to show up, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
from
It's a
Thanksgiving
very
to
exciting
Christmas.
time.
Yeah.
For the bar industry, a lot of your old friends, family coming to town, check them out.
yeah.
It's such a good time to come out. The weather's been good so far.
Heck yeah, man.
Thankfully, it's not
Yeah.
even winter or close to winter.
Heck
Hopefully,
yeah.
it won't be winter, but yeah, it's good. It's exciting.
Winter Texas doesn't really get too crazy. So
No.
I think
Yeah,
that
man.
This rooftop 3rd level was going to be awesome, man.
Thank
So,
you. Yeah,
heck
look at the
yeah.
view
I mean,
behind us.
guys,
It's amazing.
yeah.
Look at, I'm just watching the monitor. I can't stop watching. It's sick.
Yeah,
man.
all our watchers,
Can
if
we,
you guys...
can we reshoot the one earlier?
You're right.
Yeah.
Right? You have
this,
to, right?
this is awesome. The view is awesome.
Well, hey, man, you helped us out, so you're definitely going to be sponsored on my podcast too, bro.
Yeah.
So I
Look
appreciate
at this
you, man.
view right here, guys. I mean, this is where it's at, right? You're on the 3rd floor. That's our boy Chico Malo right there. Check him out with the badass sign in the back. But look at this view right here. I mean, you get to have this view when you come to check out Bar House. Man, he put a lot of hard work, sweat, equity, and a lot of people have put so much to make this happen. And come and embrace it, man. It's beautiful.
Heck yeah.
I can't stop watching the monitor. You need to,
right?
you need to look around. Just love the
So,
view.
Angela, there is not a cover when you come out here. You can just kind of come in.
No cover ever. No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely make it out here, man. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah, Nick, we were talking about this a little bit about wrestling, man. So you've been missing out lately, but
I have.
I mean, are you digging the new bloodline? Are you not digging the new bloodline?
I honestly, so my buddy Mike and I, we only text about wrestling, and I've been busy, like crazy busy, but I've been following, but I'm good with it coming back. But I hope Paul Heyman will come back.
Yeah.
But I also hope that Brock Lesnar is going to get involved.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if they are. You know, you hear all the rumors. I don't know. I just think, you know, people hate him, people love him.
Yeah.
There's just too much rumors, but I think WWE is amazing, right? But the bloodline thing has been going on for so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Roman Reigns is up here clearly, and you got Cody Rhodes, but it's just kind of. I think that's why they brought them back together. It's very stale.
Yeah.
They need to, and there's too many of them. There's too many bloodline people.
Bro, they're not even done
No,
yet.
and there's more coming, apparently.
There's two more in
So I
development.
think they just need to really change it up and get something
a little bit more
drastic.
Yeah, and I'm glad they're bringing the Sami Zayn in, and
Right.
I'm sorry to you know, spoiler, but Bronson Reed's now with the new bloodline.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and so like, and then also like, I'm gonna give you another spoiler, but we don't know if Paul Heyman's gonna come out,
Right.
Because
Aren't they teasing it though?
yeah, well, he called Paul Heyman,
And his phone was
disconnected.
Well, yeah,
so
'cause
it's
Brock
like
Lesnar's holding him hostage. Right?
Well, look.
hey, there you go. See, I love this shit. This is
Hey,
awesome.
I got a question about wrestling. And real
Okay,
quick, shout out
go
to
ahead.
my boy Trinity Powers from New Orleans as well, watching in. Our boy Nick Rosales, man. So let me ask you this: with Logan Paul as a wrestler, I saw 2 clips of him, and I was amazed. I thought there had to be so much hard work and effort, and he's an athlete, dude. So what's your thoughts about him as a wrestler?
I agree. I mean, at first you kind of roll your eyes a little bit, but then they gave him the opportunity, and you know he's a showman and a salesman, and obviously they brought him on because of his market reach.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly, and even all the wrestlers in the interview, they are putting it in time, saying this kid is putting in the work, and he's doing it better. I mean, he's doing the Hangman Page, you know, spring shot lariat way better than Hangman
Way
Page.
better than Hangman.
I mean, he
way
looked
better than CM Punk, by the way.
Yeah.
He looked better than the Mexican wrestlers.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, be
looked pretty
careful, bro.
clean.
Be careful. You're San Antonio.
I don't think he's as good as the luchadors. However, for what he's doing and his presentation and the show of itself, I think he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
It is annoying because they're so good.
That's also wrestling
But-
because they want to be hated, and I hate
Yeah.
it. I can't stand them.
And that's why
So
Jake
it's
Paul's
good.
Jake Paul's so good at making money right now.
Right.
He's a hated guy. Logan was a hated guy. I mean, LA Knight called him out this past Friday, saying that he wasn't a fighting champion, and he's going to be. And there's so many things, but I'll give Logan this. He's very fucking talented.
Yep.
He's entertaining, and he's doing his job.
He's super
I
athletic.
agree. I agree.
And
It's fun to watch, and in incorporating like the little, just the things that piss us off, like the selfie.
Yeah, the
where he did the
selfie
huge
thing.
spring splash onto. I don't remember who it was, but he was wrestling where he did a huge splash and he said pretty much whatever on his selfie. That was sick. And I love the
I forgot who
incorporation
he fought.
of the Prime everywhere and the little
Yeah.
Prime characters he's got.
Smart,
It's just,
man. Like-
it's just little stuff that's you know, pissing everyone off.
Subliminal advertising, baby.
You know, when I was wrestling back in the day, I tried to be a bad guy, but it was tough because everybody just loved me, right? But
Right.
I wanted to do bad things, right? And
Everybody still loves you, JRock.
Yeah, and I, you know,
It's that
it's just,
smile here. You can't be a bad guy.
Right, I was like, fuck, man, I hated it. I wanted to be a bad guy, but he gets to do that, and it was so much fun. But I'll tell you this: if Logan would have pulled out a over 50, 60 years old Undertaker, be way more entertaining than Jake Paul and Tyson the
for
other
sure.
night. And so
I think in the wrestling world you can do that to a degree.
Yeah,
I just think,
yeah.
honestly, my opinion is the only person that really could pull it off, and the only thing that Tony Khan did well was Sting.
yeah, that is
Dude,
it,
that
man.
shit, every time he came out, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
I know me and my buddy Mike were texting, I'm like, dude, yes, like this is awesome.
Do you think that was Sting, or do you think that was Tony Khan?
I think it was more Sting
Yeah, right, I
and
think
like
so
all the
too.
wrestlers in the back
Yeah.
saying, hey, I'm going to do this. And because Tony Khan lets anybody do anything, as you know, with no rules or whatever. Sorry, Tony, if you're
Yeah, no, I know.
out there the one time watching.
Look, I love the guy because whenever I was wrestling promoting back in the day, I did what Tony Khan did, but also learned how to say no.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, what ideas do you have? What do you want What do you want to do tonight? What do you want to push your character tonight? And I would allow these guys to do really pretty much anything. But whenever I saw that it wasn't going to work towards business or storyline, I'm like, okay, look, this is where I got to say no. And they were cool with that. But I think Tony just doesn't know how to say no.
Yeah, I think that's why the whole show and the script and everything is getting convoluted, because there's no, like, the lower level guys are doing the craziest shit, and then the main event guys are not doing the craziest shit, and it's like everyone's doing the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone's trying to take it to the extreme.
How many crossbodies do you see going out the fucking
it's the
ring?
same type of moves and everything, and it's not. I think I don't want to mention his name, but the old school leadership WWE, they had those rules in place. Hey, this is our top guy. You got to protect our top guy. For
Don't do
entertainment.
this move.
Yeah.
Don't,
But then I remember back to the day when I saw the Canadian Destroyer. I think it was Petey Williams and TNA that kind of really started that, or obviously it's been done, but.
Damn, bro, you got some history.
I mean, he has. I was about to say that. Like, you guys know your shit when it comes to wrestling.
That was when I actually started watching TNA, because someone showed me a clip of that move.
Yeah.
And that move was built up. And when you watch Petey Williams, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for this move.
Oh, yeah.
And they would start teasing the move. And then you start countering the move. And that's the old school way. Like, you hit that big move, they're done.
Yeah.
Now in AEW and
fucking
in other
popping
places,
out of everything.
everything is tapped.
Yeah.
Oh no, close call. Like, 3 pile drivers into a thumbtacked bat full of fire.
And you're still kicking it out.
This is stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Hey,
don't
it's
hate
cool.
me, wrestling world.
It's cool
Shout
because I'm the exact same thing. Like, it pisses me off when I see that shit. Go ahead, Justin.
Shout out to our people watching. We got Eileen chiming in. My homegirl Brandy I grew up with. Liz and Jordan. Johnny Martinez is back on.
Oh, he's driving, listening.
He's driving and listening, man. So big shout out to you guys.
He's stuck in that.
So I guess to chime back in on the Tyson fight, man, we got to go back to Nick's comment. He said, I don't think he looked bad at all because he made $20 million. So.
Well, I mean, you give the guy 20. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now that we know that, I mean, we knew what he was doing.
I said it on the podcast before. I really thought he didn't have a chance.
Vince McMahon paid him a good chunk of money back in the day.
I know.
He could have easily won.
Yeah.
Not have to work as hard and kill his body, and still kind of come to WWE. And Triple H would have been great, by the way. Sorry to go back towards wrestling, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about wrestling.
No, go ahead. No. Talk about wrestling.
Even when they brought Mike Tyson back in the day of the Shawn Michaels Stone Cold deal.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was another next level. WCW was kicking their ass.
That was perfect.
And that was just that little deal to pull a whole new crowd in.
So how much do you think he made for that? Does anybody know?
Back in the day, I don't know.
Let's actually Google that, because I am curious to see
And the reason
how much she got paid.
The reason I want to ask that
was that 13? No.
I don't remember.
Okay,
no, it was over
I'm
about
always
10 years
off on
ago.
the numbers.
How much did WWE
But
pay?
I was wanted to chime in because Dana White was talking about look how powerful Mike Tyson is. Even while he's 60 years old, even though he lost, his brand is so massive that the whole world wants to watch what he's going to do.
Well, I think and to Paul's business line they're doing,
$3 million.
it's going to get very difficult for him to continue doing this because you have to have a bigger name each time.
Yeah.
And like, who's next, so to speak? I mean, all the jokes today were on the Twitter where Joe Biden's next.
No, I saw the best one I saw.
Where did it go from here?
The best one I saw says breaking news: Jake Paul has just challenged Babe Ruth to a home run derby, and Babe Ruth died in 1948.
Yes.
So Tyson appeared at the showcase event in WrestleMania 14, so it was one-off, in 1998 as a special enforcer during a fight between Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Remarkably, for making an appearance in the showcase of the Immortals, Iron Mike was paid $3 million.
Damn.
Hell yeah. So $3 million.
Still a lot back then.
And that was 10 years ago.
Vince probably didn't have that money, but he took a fucking chill on that one. So I got to ask you this, Nick. Have you seen the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix yet?
I started it.
Okay.
And
how far have you gotten? Either way, if you watch one episode, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, but I think episode 3 I quit because it's all the stuff I already knew, and I feel like the hardcore wrestling fans out there already knew
what's going on.
It wasn't really too much about
so
all the scandals so much. It was just giving, Vince started here and he did this, and then Stone Cold, and then he screwed over Brett, and then Shawn took over. It was kind of boring.
So I'll ask you to do this favor. All right, I'll give you about a month or two because I know how busy you are.
Right.
Watch the 5th and 6th episode.
Okay.
Just the 5th and 6th.
That probably is where everything happens.
And
right?
yeah, you'll hear a little bit more. And even as me, as big as a wrestling fan as I am, and I dig my brain and all this, and just for fun and entertainment, I learned new stuff, and I was just like, But
I think the first 3 or 4 episodes was too much of a recap.
What do you think, though? Are you? And not a lot of people are talking about this, and I'm okay with it. But are you not a Vince McMahon fan anymore?
No, not at all.
It just shows all his shady shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it went in.
It's not good at all. Like I said, we're not involved in there. You can't see anything, but you also see, if you just take it from a fan standpoint on the product itself, what was going on, you just kind of knew there was shady stuff happening because also that was when everyone was jumping over to AEW, not just because of money, but I mean, you read Moxley's comments of why he left. It was because of McMahon and all the weird things they were setting up, his storylines, making people look bad. I think at that point he was just too old. He had an ego issue beyond ego, which, he's a billionaire, but still, he was ruining the TV. And I honestly stopped watching.
Yeah, I did too.
When
I did
Jericho
too.
showed
It was
up,
getting bad.
Moxley showed up, and I think when CM Punk and Daniel Bryan show up, they were all jumping over. Not because of WWE, they're jumping over because of Vince McMahon.
And they still want to get paid. They still want to do good things,
And also looking at the NXT stuff and him kind of shutting down, the blue and yellow NXT, so to speak.
Yeah.
Those shows, I remember watching it with one of my friends. I'm like, dude, this shit is legit.
So Vince McMahon is a billionaire?
It was awesome.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire?
Yeah, he's a billionaire. Yeah,
beyond billionaire.
Money.
I don't know about anymore, but he has his
he's about to give a chunk away.
Yeah.
But a lot of people did get pissed, though, because it was like, to me as a big fan and seeing how NXT is, look at all the guys that were in NXT and that are now top stars.
Well, it was exciting too because there was always something like the Raw after WrestleMania was so huge. I think it was peaking out at like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, it was.
Even with the Fandango, I remember them singing that. And that was like their peak. And then also, what was the guy's God, the 7-foot guy. I'm 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Cass and Enzo.
Man, when those guys debuted from NXT, that was huge.
Can't teach that.
Yeah. But then they went to trash.
And Cass even had the opportunity to come back to WWE recently.
Yeah.
And he told Triple H, he goes, "Man, I'm just not ready.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have what I think I have from to bring it y'all yet."
I think, and he went through. I know he had some problems with drugs or alcohol, whatever, but dude, that guy's transformation. Out of all people in AEW, I wish that guy would go to WWE because I think he has the most potential. But these not to jump around, but this stuff in this AEW storylines, people are getting lost in the shuffle. So I'll just tell you, any hardcore wrestling fans, forgive me, and my dear friend Mike, I'm gonna make him watch this later. He's gonna love this shit.
Let's hear it.
He's gonna love this shit.
Let's make Mike happy.
Daniel Bryan used to be and is. Well, he's one of the best wrestlers ever on the planet, right?
Yeah.
But I was obsessed with this guy. When he came over to AEW, I was like, oh my gosh, finally you're going to get these big
matches,
freedom, all this stuff. And now the way he set it up, I know he had injuries and things like that, but he had peaked, they had Omega versus Bryan, and he lost. Then he lost again to someone else. Then he lost again. And I know in the background, from what I've read and whatever, that he wants to lose.
Yeah, he doesn't want.
I don't give a shit, dude. If you're watching this, you were the best. He should have won. I think he ripped apart. He should have beat Omega. He should have beat all these people and gone on a long run. And then, okay, I'm done. But then they have him finally win. And guess what? When he won, guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't even want him to win at that point. And then he's the next week giving up the belt essentially and not doing full time. What?
That was Tony. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all. Tony. It was all a waste. And I think.
It's like having a bad boss.
One of my favorite storylines, too, was the Omega Don Callis storyline.
Oh, that was...
When Don Callis turned on Omega and took the screwdriver.
Screwdriver just fucking...
That was perfect use for a prop. It was never used before.
Yep.
And that big storyline, the family, they were building it up. And that's also Don Callis, by the way. The guy is amazing.
So for those people who are watching who don't know, what did he do with the screwdriver?
Put him right in his head.
Put it right in his head. He's
Damn.
But it was built up. It was a perfect heel turn. And guess what happened after that? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened with it ever again.
Dumb,
that's what happens at AEW. They build up these great stories, and they've been telling it, and it's gone. Like the Young Bucks storyline. The Young Bucks are just falling off completely, and they used to be the talk of the town. And they're still amazing. They're doing stuff, but I'm coming from people listening from a wrestling fan perspective and a storyline.
I agree 100% with you.
All these guys in the background, I'm sure they're amazing dudes. But we're going off. It's entertainment. It's a soap opera for us, and
that's a good way to put it.
It's ruining. It's ruining AEW, honestly.
And bro, like, we're busy, Nick. Like, we're all busy, right? So we put our brains in certain entertainment, and I've been doing this for years, right? I remember being in high school basketball, and it was high school basketball, rest and eat, and wrestling. Like, that's what I did. You know what I mean? So you find that entertainment, and everybody else has their entertainment. But when we see these guys grow, like, man, like how much of us saw The Undertaker all these years and we were scared shitless of him as a kid. Then we get older and we're like, dude, it's really cool to meet this guy now and hear his stories. Like, he's one of the best fucking storytellers in history today, and in wrestling history today.
But now he's extending his stay.
Yeah.
He needs to, and I hate to say that because he's amazing.
You think it's too much?
Yeah, I think he just needs to stay out of retirement and only come up. Like, honestly, the WrestleMania thing when they had all the Rhodes, Rock, and Undertaker came out, right? And he did the choke slam to the Rock. Honestly, when it sold out, I was like, oh, that's cool, but why Undertaker?
Yeah.
It should have been Stone Cold.
Well, because
it had to be Stone Cold. They didn't pay him.
I think it was The Undertaker because The Undertaker is the one that kept everybody in charge, like kept everybody in line. Like,
but only certain fans
know about that.
Right? They trust
well,
me.
he was like the team leader.
But Stone Cold made sense in the Rock storyline. Like, they were feuding like crazy, and Stone Cold's like, screw the Rock.
See, that would have been perfect. And then if they fought this fucking WrestleMania, oh my god.
But then they also ruined. Man, I could talk about wrestling all day. I'm sorry.
I see that.
No, keep it going.
Ruben Messa's
here for fucking to look pretty.
I'm just here to try to look pretty, guys.
Jesse's just here to look pretty.
That DJ.
No, what was I going to say? They should have had a Stone Cold. Yeah. They had Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. Love Kevin Owens. No one cared. They needed to have Stone Cold versus CM Punk.
You know where I'm sitting right now? Yeah. That's what I'm sitting on right now. CM Punk's been quiet. Stone Cold he's been getting in shape, and he's got one more match, bro.
I think so. The way they have it set up and they can protect
CM Punk don't have one more match in UFC, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's for damn. You got that right over there. You got that damn right over there.
I did watch that whole fight, by the way.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was, but that
wasn't much of a fight.
To his credit, though, is like, he got trashed on a lot, but man, he went through a lot of work to do that, and he got his ass kicked. But man, that shit's hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I couldn't do what he did there.
Yeah, a lot of these wrestlers too nowadays, man. It's cool to see a lot of these guys protect themselves a little bit more now.
Right.
You look at CM Punk; he was not protecting AEW. He comes to WWE. Now we can see CM Punk for another 5 years if we really, if we really do want to.
I think he's well. I'm a huge CM Punk fan. It's just exciting, but that storyline with McIntyre, it was amazing. Yeah. It was good. You wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah, McIntyre needs to get Wrestler of the Year because the way he stayed in character, like everywhere on Twitter, he was telling kids to shut up. He was he was
Wrestler of the Year. Shut up, kids.
Yeah, I mean, but he was playing the character everywhere he went. He went to the airport.
Oh yeah,
people were trying to get autographs, and he'd tell them to get out of their face. I mean, you played the fucking character.
So let me ask y'all this: as wrestling fans, how do you feel it is in today's world in comparison in the any right? Because in the 90s, man, I mean, you had the biggest names of all time, but how do you feel it is in today's world compared to those days?
It's like any other sport today.
Okay.
Like basketball isn't basketball without the way they used to tackle the fuck out of Jordan.
Yeah.
And then same thing with football. Like they changed the game. You can't get hit a certain way, right? Well, with WWE nowadays, it's gotten to a point where I feel like the characters have changed, but it's not as raw. Yeah. And a lot of people are thinking now that Netflix is taking over WWE, we might see that over again. But even if you do bring it again, it just doesn't have the same feeling for it. So what I say for that is, me and Nick will probably agree with this. When you're a fan of this and you really are a fan of it, sometimes you get it. You're going to have a piece of shit Vince for like 3 years where you just don't watch it, but you're still there some way, somehow.
I get so pissed off at AEW, but we're sitting here talking about it every night. So
exactly.
That's a good thing. But I think to answer your question, the difference is it just wasn't readily available. Obviously, it was on network cable, but now it's streaming everywhere. You can watch on YouTube. Like everyone was tuning in to Raw or WCW back in the day, but there was also no other option to watch it.
True.
You couldn't watch it on YouTube. You couldn't watch it streaming. You couldn't ask your buddy what happened.
True.
It's just live on TV, and then it ends, and then it has a week. The problem, I think, with AEW, too, is that there's too much TV each week. They have all their weird YouTube shows.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, YouTube.
Yeah.
And then so at their peak, what was the Young Bucks being the Elite, right?
Yeah.
Watching YouTube, it was awesome. It was fun. But then I was talking to my buddy. I'm like, dude, I'm too busy for this shit. And they would incorporate the YouTube storylines into the TV storylines. So you would have to watch every single thing to know.
Yep.
The great thing about WWE always is Michael Cole sitting there recapping everything that happened if you haven't watched within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or he's reminding you every 5 seconds, yes, The Rock did this and he slapped this person and called him a bitch. This is why we're wrestling. That's what he's doing.
Hey, Ruben Mesa on here said Justin finally met his long lifetime wrestling fan like him.
I already knew this. I already knew this, man. And Ruben's seen me wrestle.
They're paying me to be on here to talk about wrestling, by the way. My wrestling
And then one of my homies, Eric Perez, says, "Let's go Cowboys." So what's y'all thoughts about that tonight? What y'all's pick for the game?
I only talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
He only talks about wrestling. He only wants to talk about winning, so that's why we're not talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. No, like I said, I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm taking the Texans tonight. There's no way
I'm taking C.J. Stroud for 4 touchtouchdowns today, winning Cowboys winning by. Texans winning by 15 points today.
I'll say one thing about the Cowboys, just from the bar perspective. Especially in the beginning, the first week, everyone came out for the game. The last couple weeks, no one. Man, it's like
nothing, right?
You got the hardcores going to watch it, but it's completely different idea because I think the Cowboys fans are they're loyal, but they're over it.
Yeah,
they're over.
So
it's very.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think about flipping the script on that? Meaning, like when people are here and they're watching the game, every single time the Cowboys get scored on, shots for everybody or something, something like that. It's like, well, we're gonna embrace the suck.
I'll go bankrupt. They get scored on all the time.
Well, we're gonna embrace the suck.
So every time Dak Prescott goes and buys a new, man purse, so we'll pass out shots.
Oh yeah, every single interception, shots for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, jeez, man. Well, I mean, he'll probably throw a couple.
I can't say too much about football though. I don't follow along as much. All I know is that Dak Prescott got paid way too much money.
$220 million.
And if you're getting paid that much money, you got to perform. You have to do something to find a way.
I mean,
and that's the problem. You get them these big contracts. I don't know. There has to be a change on that, especially with college football too. All these athletes are getting paid through the NIL
man.
now.
Dang,
I think that changes the game a lot. You still have a lot of great kids that are, playing their heart out and all that, but there's others that are just.
I wonder if that keeps more athletes, like, I guess in the game to get paid while you go to college.
I think it's probably 50-50.
And do they get that money, or does it go straight to their college?
No,
fund?
it goes to them as far as I know. Not only that, I think Reggie Bush actually even appealed his Heisman Trophy to get taken.
He wants to get it back now.
Wants to get it back, and he wants to sue.
Yeah, exactly, and he should.
And he should.
Crazy.
Yeah,
And he should.
Did you hear that Texas Longhorn athletes, they get to get a Ferrari as long as they keep their grades up. And
Damn.
as long as they stay on the team and everything like that. So they get
They're
a
like
fucking
royalty
Ferrari,
up there on
bro.
that school, though.
they are like
That's
royalty.
crazy, man.
I mean, seriously.
Is Archie Manning playing yet?
He played a few games.
Well, he played a few games
and he
because
killed it.
Quinn got
Backup?
hurt, but he's still the backup.
But he killed it in those few games he did play.
they
He
should
did
just put him on.
extremely well.
Dude, homeboy's got an arm and he's fast.
They
It's
just-
like,
they
it's
just need to put
crazy.
him on.
It's a mixture of all three of them.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
So who's y'all's pick tonight for the game? And who's your favorite wrestler, by the way, since we're doing wrestling
Yeah,
chat?
so Nick,
Comment in there.
Give me your top. Give me your Mount Rushmore, bro.
Oh, man.
Who's your Mount Rushmore?
It's changed over the years, but
Okay.
it's so funny. It just changed. Me and my man, I cannot wait to show this to my buddy. He's gonna have a heart attack. Man. It's just changed. Honestly, I've changed number 1 to Kurt Angle.
Really?
Yes.
I'm
I've
mad
changed-
right now.
yeah.
Actually, I'm mad for Kurt Angle. You know why? Because they fucking let Baron Corbin go.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
now Kurt Angle's loss doesn't mean shit
Yep.
anymore.
Oh, that
like
they
last
treat him like.
match.
But
anyway,
the Kurt Angle's number 1. Stone Cold. He's just changed the game. The man is just crazy. To go back and watch it too. That if you're into the wrestling deal and the promos, that promo at King of the Ring, I know they always talk about it, and the backstory of that was
Austin
wild.
316 says I just
wild
whooped your
shit.
ass. Yep.
Yeah, and that was just building up. That was just years and years and years of work, and he just pretty much said, F you guys, I'm gonna take this over.
And having that feud behind the scene, or like, didn't Jake the Snake had went to the hospital that night, right?
Yeah.
And he was praying, right? And then that's when he kind of came out with it.
He was pissed off. So yeah, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, obviously Bryan Danielson is on a technical side, but I have, there's great
Because last time he said Jericho.
I love Jericho too. I think it's also Jericho's been my favorite since like '97, whatever. Rob Van Dam.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
that was me and my buddy Mike watching ECW pay-per-views when we're 13, 14, 15, and the whole effing show, Mr. Pay-Per-View.
Fuck yeah, man.
And
That was the shit.
the best part, and we love details. The best part was Bill Alfonso blowing his whistle. You just knew that shit, and it was just that ECW. the environment they created is just
It was
can't be matched
amazing,
ever.
bro.
But
the guys that I used to wrestle with back in the day, they kind of tried to do they tried to create the wrestling show into ECW, and they don't get me wrong, everybody tried to do that, right? But they did it really well when we were younger because we were behind backyards.
Sure.
So let's go back to the rings. We would put pallets. We would lay pallets together, and we would go steal carpet from a carpet company. And what am I going to say? Who knew? And
just to jump in there, they were putting pallets in my club.
Oh yeah. I forgot we wrestled in his club. I forgot about that too, Ben's club, and we would staple.
Is that why I got shut down?
Right. We would staple the carpet around, and they even put these those things that you would hang your clothes on, the tees.
Oh yeah.
And those were our top ropes.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean?
Sketch.
So, dude, it was
sketch, baby.
Crazy shit like that. But anyway, that's where they took the wrestling company. It ended up being hardcore shit, and that's what they wanted to go with.
Right.
Man. So it was. But that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I would say Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, Daniel Bryan, and there's so many. I mean. Even going back when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Razor Ramon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, I was about to say that's my favorite, Razor Ramon.
What wrestling? Yeah, go ahead.
There's a technical wrestler, Mount Rushmore, and then there's just a character. A character, right? So the characters, Rob Van Dam. Honestly, I was weirdly obsessed with Sabu back in the day as a kid.
Too.
And then also one of my favorite wrestlers, personally, it still makes me sad, is Mike Awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome was good. Didn't he break his neck, right? Or what happened with him?
No, he committed suicide, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
It's okay. Yeah, but man, those Mike Awesome matches with Tanaka or whatever his name was, Masato Tanaka in ECW, dude, it was just fun to watch.
Hell yeah, man.
And even the one night stand when they came back, they had the wrestlers. Remember when the storyline JBL was up there talking shit, like real shit? And then I'll never forget, when you go back and watch it, you watch the match, and Awesome and Tanaka are putting them 3 tables nonstop, and they won't stop, right? He does it again, and there's a shot of JBL after I think they put Tanaka through a broken table that was all fucked up, and JBL is just literally like this. And it was unscripted, and he just knew, and he's like, and all the guys in the back, Christian's in the background, shaking his head, and they're just all
you guys already know.
Why the hell are you doing this? But
man.
yeah, but
JBL's an asshole, by the way. I love him, but he's an asshole.
But now, so we talked about earlier about characters evolving and Mike Tyson evolving. Look at JBL, what he did, showing up in TNA, showing up in a small town deal with the leather jacket and clotheslining the shit out of him. All of a sudden, everyone just said, "That's awesome.
Fucking miss JBL."
Yeah, we love JBL.
Bringing JBL back
just
to
like
WWE.
that. He's recreated his character because it's crazy.
I think for me, one of my favorites is The Rock and Razor Ramon. I love The Rock because remember when he was singing that song with the guitar and he called her a bitch? Oh, that
was
so
Eddie Guerrero's wife, Vicky. He was calling Vicky a bitch.
Oh, yes. That was great. That was one of my favorite clips.
They limited that, so they weren't calling people like that all the time. So it was shock and awe then. And now they just, like, for example, not to trash AEW again, but they always now incorporate the middle finger almost every match.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because
it's all the time. It's so lame.
Back in the day it was all blurred.
Like super kick.
Sorry, Tony Khan.
Like the super kick, I'm telling you, man.
Send me a check and I'll say good things about it.
Right.
The other side of Tony Khan I love is that he is a true, and I hate saying this word, my buddy will tell me, he's a true mark.
Oh, yeah.
He's obsessed with Rob Van Dam, like I'm obsessed. He's obsessed with Chris Jericho. But unfortunately, running the wrestling promotion, he's just telling, like, the learning tree is Jericho's worst thing ever, in my opinion. I love Jericho. Please get me on your podcast.
Right.
Come to the Bar House.
Come to the Bar House.
Come to the Bar House, baby.
Yeah.
San Antonio, off Alamo Street.
When AEW's coming to San Antonio.
But Jericho's changed the game, and I think the best decision ever was having Jericho as the first world champion. And that whole first run in AEW, that first year, was just, it was amazing. It was fun. And when Moxley showed up, too, and he showed up for Jericho to come after Jericho, and Jericho looked at him, he's like, what are you doing here? And it was just like that perfect.
Yeah.
They just had it rolling, and then it just went to trash.
It went to shit after the
as
first
someone
year,
who's not knowledgeable on as much as you guys, obviously.
Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, I want to ask. So, do they have like script writers, kind of like movie writers that come up with all this shit?
Oh yeah, a ton. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know who Freddie Prinze Jr. is?
Yeah, of course.
He was one of the writers. Before.
Really?
Yeah.
The actor.
Tony.
He's in
Tony
Kiss Me?
Hinchcliffe, who we're a very big fan of right now. Jesse.
Yes, Kill Tony.
To Kill Tony. He was a writer for a little bit.
Is he really?
He was.
Shit.
Yeah, he got asked to write for a little bit. There's been a lot of big movie directors.
So while we're talking about
writers.
Kill Tony, what was y'all's thoughts about him saying Puerto Rico being a floating city of trash? Because considering so many people took it out of context.
I think whoever booked him, it was their fault. Like you don't ever go to when you don't ever do comedy and like I heard Joe Rogan say it the best. You never do comedy and a concert.
I like
comedy
that.
And
Yeah.
just stick to comedy because then when you're, it's just like, I'm sorry to use it, but Tony even uses it as you know why Tony created Kill Tony? It was because of WWE. He wanted a show that was very unpredictable.
Yep.
And also to a point where he can control it to where there's something that's going to come out of it as well. Am I going to create a superstar, right, in wrestling?
Right.
Am I going to create a comedy star?
And he has created a bunch.
And he
of
has
comedy
created a
stars.
bunch of them.
So that's where that's
And I wasn't even follow stand-up comedy, and I just could see it because they just so well.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, the comment I think is just too far, and especially being
I
at a
thought it was
political
too far
rally.
too there, yeah.
My grandfather's from Puerto Rico, so
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I'm not. I just thought it was shitty because. And it is comedy, but I don't think that was comedy. I think you should, what's it called, roast people, but a whole country and all that is just too much. And like I said, the environment, maybe on his Kill Tony podcast or on his private deal, but it was at a political rally.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude,
it almost killed me.
I'm not picking sides here,
Yeah.
but the one side's momentum was building like crazy. And that comment came out, and it dived
down bad.
like crazy.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, he said Puerto Rico, floating city of trash or something like that. But the point is, he wasn't saying that the Puerto Ricans are trash. He was saying that there's so much trash in the city that United States has done nothing to help him out, and it's a province of United States. But it came out wrong, and regardless of whatever side you're on, he shouldn't have said that shit because
he knew what he was doing
ugly.
too. But he pushes
He's
the
a
envelope
roaster.
too. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean that's part of his appeal to get views is he has to push the envelope.
He does.
Just like the wrestling or the boxing match with Paul. He has to have someone unique in order for his business model to work. And now, like I said, who the hell
do you do
is
now?
next? Like,
Yeah.
Tony
Who do you
Hinchcliffe,
top the-
he has to be
who?
extreme. He has to be extreme.
I forgot
he's
what-
sitting there smoking cigarettes on stage. It's like, come on, like this, it's crazy, dude. He just needs to chill out.
Well,
Kill Tony, I'll be on your podcast.
By the way,
We'll
J-Rock-
I'm funny.
JRock and I fist bumped Tony about 5 weeks ago outside the mothership in Austin.
Can we send this to him and just be like, yo?
Yo,
come
put
on.
this
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Like, yo, you
I'll
need a
tag him.
DJ? Come to the bar house. We do your setup right here at the bar house.
I think I just want to open a bar now in Austin so I can just get Joe Rogan to come by and be like, hey, put me on your podcast.
Put me on the
right?
podcast, bro. Hell yeah.
I think it'd be cool as shit if he did an ordinary, since he's in Austin, like just ordinary, like you guys discussed, ordinary guy on a podcast and just talk.
Yeah.
I think it would be unique because he has so much followers. I think it would go crazy. Like, hey, I'm going to get a random business owner in Austin that no one knows that's busting their ass. Let's just talk
Highlight
about
that.
shit.
So now you're saying you got to go open up a bar in Austin now.
Yeah, so he can get me on his podcast.
Nick's gonna do it,
And I'll
man.
just send a bunch of letters to his house. I'm like, hey, I spent $4 million on this bar just to get on your podcast. Come on.
Hell yeah.
And then everyone will probably not like me on the podcast, and then all my bars will go out of business.
Oh,
But
shit, right?
You can talk about-
what is your goal as well, Nick? Like, man, so this is bar number 4, correct?
yeah, bar number 4.
So-
I've built 5, but this is my
Okay.
4th active one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so like, I don't know where you jump on the envelope now, but I mean, like, you just opened this one up, but like, what's in the plan now? A year ago we're talking about this.
I'm
and
a
now we're doing
very.
it.
I want to push the envelope. I want to push myself. I think. I'm looking at the monitor and seeing the views in the back. It's just surreal, honestly. I just can't believe all this hard work, and the view is amazing. So quite honestly, it's difficult now because I want to push the envelope again, and it's going to be more difficult.
Yeah.
But I would love to build another large bar like this in another major city. I just think I've been doing bars for 10 years now, and I love it. It's not just a bar. It's a meeting space. It's an atmosphere. You bring your friends, and even stuff like this.
Yeah.
Corporate events. All day. It's not like, we're just going to go get fucked up. It's not like that. And a lot of the crowd coming down here, I think, sees that. But to answer your question, I want to build something major and large in downtown Austin or downtown Houston, even, explore the possibility of, Arizona or something like that.
Wow.
I think just push the envelope. And really, it's about, there's like a list of cities that I would love to do, and based on population as well, and just find the right property. Because Austin is obviously my number one choice.
Okay.
I love Austin. I went out to Austin with some of my greatest friends I've ever had, our peak years of drinking. I would love to do that, just a connection to the city. Just like I have a connection to this city, I love this city. I want to put my time and effort into a city that I care about, and hopefully they care in return. So Austin would be my number one. It's just finding the right property. I think that's difficult.
Yeah. And are you originally, where are you originally from?
San Antonio.
Okay, you're originally from
you
here
know,
as well.
I grew up in Shirts, but my mom lived in San Antonio.
Okay.
My family lived in Shirts, but, you know, Shirts, Cibolo, in my opinion, everywhere is San Antonio.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I spent
No,
most
I
of my
felt the
time
same
in San Antonio. I know San Antonio like the back of my hands.
Really?
You know, and I love it. I love seeing the
It's
growth.
so funny. I got off the highway. I know my way this way now. And I got off the highway and I was like, shit, I got out the wrong exit because that 141C, you can just take it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to my GPS. I'm going to figure out how to get there. I'm not going to my GPS. And I fucking got here. I was like, hell yeah.
That's the crazy
Figuring
thing
it
about
out.
downtown is the GPS is always wrong.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
what the
always
hell?
wrong.
I was like, what
It
the
will
hell?
take me through the craziest things. I'm like, I know, and there's nights where I'm so exhausted, and like there's some detours or construction.
Lots of construction.
They were filming that movie just a couple.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, they
and they
shut down.
blocked my way home, and I wanted to see it. And I drove up to it, and then I was lost all throughout downtown because they had so many different detours. But that shit was badass.
Well,
that's pretty cool,
That
man.
was
To
badass.
piggyback on what Nick says, man, this is not just a place to get drunk, get fucked up, right? I mean, not only that, there's somebody who commented earlier, say, hey, I want to have my mastermind there. There's a lot of different spaces here. You guys got to check this out. There's so many different things you can do. You can even have a damn baby shower here during the day or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's so many different rooms.
Yeah.
It's not just like one open concept. I mean, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's
There's
11,
three
like
stories.
I said, 11,000 square feet.
It's massive.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you can literally, you'll be in one room and you're like, go to another one, and it's like you're in a different spot.
It's an environment that's
Yeah.
been created, not just a bar. It's
Yeah.
an environment for so many different things.
How did you come up with that idea?
I don't know.
Were you just like, I got this space, let me just create
A
this
lot of
here?
tequila.
He's like,
I don't know. Again, I'm not one to. I don't want to toot myself in any ways,
No,
but
man, let it out.
my mind races in so many different ways, and it's good and bad. And I think the only way to deal with it, I think there's a lot of people that have so many like OCD or little type of things they labeled. But the only way I could feel like I could deal with it was to just do something with all the ideas and different things in my head. I have a little list of like 30 bar ideas.
Really?
Yeah, and there's one right now that I want to put in San Antonio. I just have to find the right location. I've been working on that. It's unique, it's different, but I take extra time because I want to be different. And I want to show customers that it's not every bar is just black paint, tin signs, and a bar top with the TV.
Exactly.
And or they say, my biggest pet peeve in bars is it a sports bar? Okay, every bar has a TV.
Yep.
Every bar has sports on. You can call it a sports bar. There's certain ones that just focus on sports, that get the ticket. That's great. But, every bar that we go to right now is going to have the sports on that you need locally.
Yep.
And yes, there's some better options in bigger sports bar or bigger environments, like where you go and every angle you look has TVs. And that's great. And people like that. But I just want to be unique and different.
Yeah.
Because
No, this
we
is
have
definitely
everything.
different.
well, you've succeeded, bro.
Every stop in the bar at angle, with the exception of up here, of course, has a view for you to watch the TV. Oh, I got you. Don't worry. Oh, you want to watch the fight? Don't worry. We have it. It may not be in a line of 15 TVs.
Yeah, but we got it somewhere.
But so it's just creating different environments and unique things, but also putting time and effort into the bar, putting the detail in to show, honestly, respect to the customers. Hey, you're coming to spend money at our places. We want to present to you a grand event, grand atmosphere for you and your friends to take pictures, to enjoy, but also just to feel good. Like being up here right now, I don't want to leave. Look at this shit behind us.
Amazing.
This is crazy.
I'm surprised you're still here because you told me you'd only be here for a certain time.
It's okay. I'm missing out. I'm ignoring a bunch of people. It's okay.
I appreciate
let's
you
see the
being
score.
here.
Let's just keep talking about wrestling now.
Well, hold on. Two more questions about the bar real quick.
Yeah.
One, is it gotten easier with more of the bars that you've opened now? Or is it still as difficult like the first one?
I think opening the bar itself has gotten easier, but I think just dealing with the outside things like construction, various different contractors, not saying any of them are bad, but it just becomes more difficult. There's miscommunications. There's not understanding on my side of things, just their side of things. I think that's what they don't see. I don't think they see the risk involved in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they have something that they're presenting to us and giving us, and without them, I wouldn't be here creating it. But also, we're paying for a service, and I think that part's a little difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
Just because they're not taking the high risk that I am.
And it's a historic building, so there's certain things you have to go through before compared to a regular commercial building.
And not to sound like this is my vision. and we've created the plans, we've created this, and we hire them to do great work, but I think they just, I don't want to say too much. It just
you're good.
It gets difficult. I think that's the part that's difficult. It's finding people you can trust to do that, because unfortunately, the bigger your projects, the bigger, and everyone I think can attest to this, the bigger you are, the more money you get, the more time you go, the more problems are going to come, the more people try to take advantage of you, and it gets difficult because you have to be a little bit more, just upfront and say, hey, yes.
And is that where that, you mentioned that on the Social Plug podcast, that's where the hard ass Nick comes out, right?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, and like
Stern Nick.
A lot of people don't like that side.
I haven't seen that. Nick,
Yeah,
and I don't watch it unless we're at a wrestling show.
I'm a nice guy.
No, you are, bro. You are.
There's so many working parts, and I think not all the contractors, not all other people need to know all that.
Yeah.
But they have to understand. Like, I'm not only representing myself, but also representing and taking care of my bartenders, my employees, my barbacks, my security, all that. We have a lot to take care of, and I'm responsible for, and I take it very seriously. I think that's okay.
And it's awesome, guys, because from the first day to when I came last night, you're seeing changes already here, and security definitely takes care of this spot. I felt very comfortable. I'm not saying there's not. I've never not felt comfortable, but I feel comfortable coming in here. And,
and a lot of people comment on the Instagram pages and all that. Hope you have great security, and I'm glad they say that, because we do, and I found the right ones, and I think they're fantastic. They look sharp.
They do.
We're not trying to scare anybody, but it's downtown. We got to have security. All the bars have security.
You have to.
And when there's a few people coming up to this and hey, I understand you may not like this, but you're not going to find a bar that doesn't have security.
Well, let's face it. When you're here, the ambiance is so damn great. You don't even want to be in a bad mood when you're here. So that also helps out as well. I mean, look at the view behind us, guys. I mean, come on.
Amazing.
I mean, we keep talking about it, but
like a zip line all the way across downtown.
Yeah, we can do that.
So to piggyback on what JRock said earlier, how did he come up with this idea? Is because he saw a video of Jericho jumping from the top, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna create something high enough that Jericho would be proud to jump off of.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just the idea is just everyone has. I think everyone out there watching or listening, they all have their ideas. You just gotta
go
jump on it, take it,
man.
and it comes on it.
And that's why we're here right now too, man. I had an idea to do podcasting, and luckily me and Johnny, picked it up.
Boom.
I've had being a bar owner is not the easiest thing. I hope people understand it out there. And you take a lot of heat sometimes, and some of it's going to be happening, and that's okay. You need to take the heat. But the best thing I have so far is I wish I wrote down his name. There's not been one negative comment since I started the Barhouse SA page. Not one negative thing this entire time. Now with all our views, except for one guy. And he literally messaged me right before we opened on Instagram, randomly, for no reason. It said, Barhouse? What a stupid fucking name.
Oh, dude, we gotta go fucking find this guy.
It's like, and I looked at that, and I
put him in the fucking.
I put my phone down. I was like, what is this guy doing out there to really have the time to criticize when every single person loves the name? And if you don't like the name, okay, but that's what you wanted to do to feel better about your life?
Yeah.
So to you, I know you're going to see this at some point because I'll share this shit.
Yeah, so fuck it.
We'll
pull one out of AEW.
Yeah.
We'll pull one out of AEW.
But it's just like, come on. And I think that's just the problem with social media. I mean, nothing's perfect. But there's things that people are passionate about, and you need to tell your opinion, and that's good. No, but just don't be negative for no reason. I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Like, just if you don't like it, don't follow it and don't come see us.
That's right. Just like KickRocks. If you can't take a joke, then KickRocks.
Yeah,
right?
It's just crazy. It's crazy, the negativity.
If you want my opinion, I think it's a badass name.
Thank you.
I think it's great. Not only that, I come from New Orleans where there was a big club called the Frat House. And it was massive for a bunch of college kids.
Simple and clean is the best.
So it's straight to the point, and I think Barhouse is perfect, man. I think it's a badass name. Not only that, the sign is badass. Can we get the sign back there? Can you show that video?
Can you show the sign again there, baby?
Show that sign with. Look at that, guys.
When you come up here, you'll be able to see that.
There's a bunch of other signs all throughout. So
heck yeah, man. Even the sign out front is amazing. I wanted to talk about that as well, real quick. You took the house party logo, right? Kind of in a way, looks like it. Yeah, but I mean, a little bit. But you turned it in your own. No, you turned it in your own. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? You turned it in. I love it.
The Tower Americas as a chimney was my idea, and it's
really?
It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
But you got to have the focal point of San Antonio. That's it's just saying we love San Antonio. We appreciate the architecture and the culture of it. And it had to include that. Yeah. That's why we have a custom-made Tower Americas behind the bar as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I got an idea for you, bro.
Tell us.
You're talking about things that people haven't done. There's not one fucking place in Texas, like at least in this area, that doesn't show wrestling on Monday, who doesn't show WWE on Friday, and doesn't have any type of pay-per-view stuff. Now you go to the East Coast.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You got bars that show Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, every
I didn't even know that.
and they get into it. I mean, people show up dressed up. They come with their friends.
No, really?
It is, dude.
I think it's a great idea.
Great.
And
Yeah,
honestly, San Antonio is a wrestling city.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, it is a wrestling city. There's a lot of great
the
fans
most
out there.
tickets are sold in WWE in San Antonio, is my understanding. All the time,
Right?
You know, I've always been that shout out to Jose Lothario, Shawn Michaels, you know, Stone Cold being in the area as well.
TWA.
Yeah. Oh, TWA. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's good.
bro.
I used to watch that on.
Damn. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Old school fucking wrestling.
Test me.
Oh, shit. No, you've already exceeded all my initial expectations when it comes to wrestling. Shit.
I literally, this is the first time in 3 or 4 weeks.
I think,
the longest time that I haven't kept up with wrestling secretly, and also.
Hey, by the way, Nick has forgot more shit about wrestling than most of you guys know.
Hey, I think that what needs to happen is that JRock needs to come back and have questions lined up.
Just for wrestling? What's going to happen, man? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
Just for Nick.
I'm his new co-host on the wrestling show.
Yes, bro.
There you go, man. And see, my thing is this too, like, you know, even with Remy, like Remy's one of my co-hosts too, and we haven't done a wrestling podcast in a while, is because his ass is just, he's like how do I say this? He's just like one of those guys that just doesn't make it fun sometimes because he's so right, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, that's what's fun about it though, man, is being able to have fun and talk about pro wrestling is fucking amazing.
I just don't think there's a lot of wrestling podcasts out there that get a lot of traction besides. You know, what's the one with Bubba Ray?
Busted Open,
and that one's
I mean,
too,
the wrestlers,
those,
like, you know what I mean?
Those guys, and they're great, but they're too into the business, and it's too critical. Gotta have some fun with it, and joke around about it. They're too critical of the product, and Bubba Ray Dudley is saying all this stuff on one show, then he shows up and NXT, you know, and he's like, bowing down to Triple H.
It's
and all
like,
that
come on.
I love you though. If I'll have you on the podcast.
Hey, that's just us talking shit like they talk shit. That's
but I will tell you, like one of my favorite moments ever, and it was shocking because we literally had to like tell my grandma to leave the room. Was we were watching that heat wave where the Dudleys came out and started talking shit to the crowd and almost started a riot. Being really vulgar and really crazy. And you know that. For us back in the day, you weren't seeing that a lot ever. No. We didn't know that was going to happen.
Was this on ECW?
Yeah.
ECW, okay.
It's where they used to come out with no music. Sign Guy Dudley.
Yeah.
And he was talking some shit,
bro.
Yeah, I mean, being
Bubba
vulgar, ugly.
Shit,
but he was crazy. But no one was doing it at the time. But the crowd was eating it up. Mm-hmm. They love. I mean, one guy tried to jump over the rail, to try to beat him up.
Jesse, there used to be back in the day, if you got ran out of the town with pitchforks and fucking rocks and shit, those guys would be in their car and be like,
"That's heat.
I did my job.
Yeah,
I did it.
I did it in their car. That's hot shit, baby. That's hot shit. That's what they would say. It's so funny.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, it's not. It's crazy, but that being in that environment, like I would do anything to be in an ECW show back in the day.
Fuck yeah,
it was just wild to see.
Even if you just bring it back, but it still wouldn't be the same. But
it's not, and they've tried so many times. And I just saw on YouTube. I got rid of all my cable and everything. I just watched YouTube. But I just saw that
that's all you need. Really.
Yeah, NXT returned to the ECW arena, right? And they had Raw Van Dam, they had some of the people, but it's just
not the same.
It was okay. Raw Van Dam's in amazing shape for his age.
Yeah,
you guys might like Rob Van Dam. I like Jean Van Dam. Jean-Claude Van Dam.
People thought they were related for so many years.
It was kind of loosely based off that too.
Yeah, it was
because he was doing the crazy splits. And all the moves. But Raw Van Dam's character was unique.
Yeah,
and also Paul Heyman handled it well. Put the belt on him, and the whole show was about him. So it's all part of the show, you know.
Yeah, and that's how badass I think wrestling fans are, that you appreciate a guy like Paul Heyman,
exactly,
a Paul Bearer, Bobby Heenan, you know, and we don't get those managers.
No,
anymore.
you don't get it all that much
and
anymore.
I think Paul Heyman's going to be the last dying breed of this if they don't start building those guys back up in a way. You know what I mean? Jimmy Hart. I mean, he used to love it.
Jimmy Hart. I remember Jimmy Hart.
Just like he would just hype things up. You know.
Yeah,
but
Bill Alfonso was.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
He didn't belong on TV. And they just put him on there. And it was great.
What was
but it's the best
what was the
part.
brother's name? They used to have the shoulder pads with the spikes.
Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
Legion of Doom.
That
yes.
was Hawk and Animal.
Yeah.
Hawk and Animal. Those were some of my
Rest in
favorites.
peace to both.
Both of them. No, I think they both passed. Let's look it up.
I think Hawk is the only one that passed.
I'm not sure. I forget about that.
Yeah, I think Animal's still alive, if I'm correct. But man.
There's another thing too, like the Steiner brothers. Like they were awesome, legit, and then everyone started hating Scott Steiner, and now they love him again.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
just crazy.
What, you think that's because of
His son,
'cause of
or
Bron-
not his nephew, whatever.
Brent. Oh, jeez, why can't I think about him?
I don't remember his name either.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Brenson or Brinson. Why can't I think of him? Anyway,
Sid Vicious?
the Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers
yeah.
Bushwhacker.
were the shit. Oh, they were my favorites.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
Remember Bam Bam
I
Bigelow?
had a joke about
You guys can come up to the patio.
there's people
Come on
saying,
up.
Come on
Come on
up.
up.
Don't
It's
be
open.
afraid.
what's your thoughts?
I used to joke about. I joked about that in one of my episodes about learning how to use my tongue because of the bushwhackers.
Oh yeah.
You learned how to use your tongue?
The bushwhackers would literally lick each other's head, or they fucking lick each other's arm. Like they were crazy.
You know, the
crazy
first
guys.
wrestling matches
Those
I
just
ever
funny
saw
gimmicks.
was with Doink the Clown.
Oh, dude, guy was crazy too, man.
Doink the Clown.
Doink the Clown.
Do you think they got Doink the Clown from Krusty the Clown?
It had to be.
Right?
It was such a weird time in
character-
wrestling too to go back and look, and
It was
I remember that now they on YouTube they kind of put like the old school Royal Rumbles full matches on.
Oh yeah.
And I watched it
Yeah.
as a kid, but then I watch it now. I'm like, man, this is bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. It was really bad. I can't believe I
Now we
watched
get
that.
why people talk shit about us now. As
But
fans.
it's also the same thing too. Is like, you know, you used to be obsessed with like the weird cartoons, like
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy,
Yeah. Oh yeah. that one
Doug,
was
all those
crazy.
things, right? I was
Yeah.
obsessed with it.
Ren and Stimpy. I forgot about that one.
Remember Cat Dog? There was Cat Dog back
all
in
that
the day.
stuff.
All
And
that
then
crazy.
they bring it back, and they put it on, and then I was like, okay, I had it on once, and I was like, oh shit, this is bad.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch
Ren
this.
and Stimpy was pretty crazy. if
It
you
was
really go
crazy.
back
My
and
mom
think
wouldn't let
about
me watch it.
it. Really?
Yeah.
She
Damn.
caught on to that
She
shit.
wouldn't let me
You
watch
don't remember
Beavis
that
and
one,
Butthead
Jesse?
either.
Yeah, I
What
do.
cartoon did you watch back in the day?
Man, I used to watch Ninja Turtles. I used to
Turtles.
watch Inspector Gadget.
Dude, I loved Inspector Gadget.
I used to love Inspector Gadget. I forget the rest, but I definitely used to watch.
Johnny Bravo.
Oh hell yeah!
Let's see. I forgot the rest, but anyhow, I definitely used to watch Inspector Gadget. I was a nerd.
But then
Hell
the
yeah,
cartoons
man.
got weird. Like the Adult Swim came out.
Yeah, yeah.
C-Lab
Oh, bro,
2021.
I loved Robot Chicken. Bro.
Yeah, all those.
Robot
They took
Chicken
it
was
to
the
another
shit.
level.
Yeah, that
And
shit
Rick and
cracked me
Morty
up.
is wild.
Rick and Morty is
Rick and
too
Morty.
wild, man.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen like maybe 3 or 4 episodes of Rick and Morty, but I mean, I heard it's fucking crazy. Too.
Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend that we would watch that. Surprisingly, she actually liked to watch something different. I was like, okay, well, I'll watch it. And that's how we got into it. You know, we were just curious about it. It's like I was just so shocked she wanted to watch something different. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I don't want to hold you up too much, Nick.
No, let's keep talking wrestling.
You want to keep talking wrestling?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay,
5 more minutes.
What is your
5 minutes.
what's your all-time favorite WrestleMania match? Or no, give me your all-time favorite match. Let's just do
Man.
that. What's your favorite all-time match?
It's so random, but it always sticks out, and it's not what people are going to expect. But it was Cena, Lesnar, and Seth Rollins.
Cena,
That three-way they had. I don't remember when
Let's
it
see.
was. I think it was WrestleMania. But there's a scene where Seth does the twisting 450 off the top. That I don't know why that match. It was just high entertainment, and obviously, please don't freak out, wrestling fans. Obviously, there's better matches. But that one always sticks out, and I always want to watch that one for some reason.
Hell yeah.
But I love, obviously, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, the ladder match.
Fuck
Hell yeah.
WrestleMania.
I remember that one.
That was one of the
WrestleMania
biggest
10.
things. And then Kenny Omega and Danielson was
man,
huge.
that was
Any of the
huge,
Jericho
man.
matches. And then,
Wait, what?
man, there's so many.
Like, who was your favorite Jericho feud?
Ooh, that's such a good question.
Mine was mine had to been Kevin, bro, and I was really upset, and that's why I'm behind on Chris Jericho leaving WWE. I don't think he'll ever come back though. If he does, one match, but that pissed me off because I thought that was one of the best fucking feuds right there, Kevin Owens and
Yeah, it was.
I was hooked.
It was.
hooked.
They had a great storyline. Man, there's all kinds of matches that
him and Sean.
I think whenever I was really interested, it was when NWO was really taking over.
yeah.
That's whenever I was like, ooh,
It's
Hulk
so
Hogan
funny
switched over to the
because
dark side, you know?
It was the most fun to watch, but all the matches sucked.
Yeah.
Like, but everyone
There
didn't
were
care.
so many run. I don't think. Yeah,
It was
there's
just,
so many
it wasn't-
run-ins.
It was amazing and entertaining, but oh my god, it just popped in my head. And I just lost it.
Your Jericho match?
No,
Or
yeah,
feud?
and there was.
I'll go. I'll give you another one. The Jericho. I was so mad at Jericho when he fucked up Shawn Michaels' eye. Like I literally thought that was serious because then he started seeing Shawn Michaels' eye like fucked up, but really he had messed it up, I guess, elsewhere. But
well, real quick, while you guys are looking that up, let's do a Cowboys update. The score is 14-0. Who's winning?
The refs. The refs are
I got a question. I got a question.
Okay, go ahead, Ben.
Were you a good guy or bad guy fan?
Oh, there you go. That's
a good one.
Yeah. Were you good? Did you like villains or do you face?
I was face for the longest time, but as I got older, it was bad guys, and I wanted the bad guys to be extreme. And I think it got so popular that now it's so convoluted that it's so hard to be a bad guy. Even in WWE, it's so hard. Like I think everyone just respects the game. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's doing it so awesome, like Randy Orton or something. They're doing it such a good job. But I can tell you who can't be a bad guy is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
He can't be a bad guy.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. And I'm already, I have this love-hate relationship with Cody Rhodes.
Cody, did you hear that, Cody?
Yeah.
Cody,
please,
come on up.
Put me on your podcast. But
Cody, this is a challenge from Nick
I just don't think he can be a bad guy. I don't think he can at all.
It's going to happen.
I think he's going to
happen.
And it's the go-away heat. It's not like the good heat. It's going to like go away. We don't want to see you. That's what's going to happen.
Damn, I hope not.
Saying. But Randy Orton needs to win the belt again, by the way.
I was watching. He's going to beat Cody for it, I think.
I hope so.
I think that we're leading up to that.
When is their match?
Well,
they don't have it yet. They don't have it yet. So,
see, that's what wrestling fans really do a lot, too, is like we try to predict the storyline, but then what's been great of recently, and I'm sure you can agree on this too, is Triple H made it to where everything matters now.
Yes, I agree. Definitely.
And what I mean by
There's
that, just is like they had this storyline going for like 6 months, where they had like behind the scenes, they saw this girl like walk out of the locker room, and then another guy walked out, but then like we didn't know if they were like secretly going to be together or they not. And then over 6 months later, we find out that they are, and they screw over like this girl that we like.
So it builds the hype up.
It does, yeah.
There's a reason to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you want, and that's what's exciting. You don't, and I'm just going to go with regular television. You don't get that in a lot of regular television. And you might. I mean, I've seen like...
So the way we can relate it to non-wrestling fans is kind of like when you watch a movie trailer forever and then the movie finally comes out.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's like the hype build up.
Yeah, the hype. Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and you have so many characters that you don't know what can happen, and you can change script whenever you want. And what sucks too is these guys, they'll get a script. Like right now, these guys got a script that they're gonna figure it out till WrestleMania maybe at this point. But it could change tomorrow when they show up to work.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It could change at any time.
Yeah, they have to memorize a lot of things and talking about it. It's just not easy, and especially doing that weekly. Yeah. But I think Cody Rhodes' promos are boring.
Yeah, they are.
I'm sorry. What are we going to talk about? And he extends everything so long. By the time I'm like, okay, I want to change the channel.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I think The Rock is so good at it, because he just keeps people hooked.
Yeah.
Stone Cold would keep people hooked. There's a bunch of people. Like another one that I wish would do a better promo, like Kenny Omega.
Oh,
Kenny, I'm going to go back to Kenny Omega is one of the best. I love watching Kenny Omega.
He's one of my favorite. He's on my round.
Right, but then you give him a character and stick with it. He's like this. He's in character and he's not. That's the problem with AEW. They're in character and he's not. In character and he's not. And if Kenny Omega would just stay this hardcore, big bout machine, it would be the number one draw each time. And for top matches, it was Bryan Danielson, Omega, and any Omega match, even with Jericho.
Do you think that's because he's a VP?
Maybe. I just think there's not enough guidance from the top saying, hey, we need to restrict you and keep you here. You're our big game machine. You can't come out. Like, remember, he was injured and he has a big thing going on. They brought him out. Oh, he's coming back soon. But he wasn't. The Young Bucks jumped him. Disappeared a while. What was the point of that?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't make him look weak. He's not weak. He's your biggest, one of your biggest draws.
That was honestly the reason why I bought AEW tickets, was to go watch him.
And I never saw Omega. He was in Japan a lot.
When's the next wrestling match in the South Texas area?
We won't know until another couple, I think, months, but AEW comes to this area at least 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And WWE does 3. So actually they'll be in Austin in January for us Friday Night SmackDown. So
you guys have convinced me, man. I'm gonna have to go to an event.
Let's shoot a live contest out front.
Hell yeah.
Call out Cody Rhodes on his bus. Come on. Bring your dog. Let's go, Cody.
What's the whiskey that he
Oh yeah, he's product placement like crazy.
Oh my God, man.
I just want Stone Cold to show up and just give him a stunner and
stun him.
Leave.
Yeah.
I think that's what needs to happen. It's happening, but there needs to be some random shit happening every now and just to get people excited. Like someone they build someone up so bad and someone just comes in out of nowhere and just
takes him
out.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. But by the way, before I forget, because I just popped in my head,
Oh,
Cena, RVD, One Night Stand 06.
Oh shit! That
Not
was your
really.
best- Okay,
The crowd.
that was a good match.
The crowd,
crowd
just the
was
crowd.
crazy.
I'm all about crowd and watching the energy, and that was
The best.
I
bro.
never wanted that match to
Fucking the
end,
best,
ever.
Yep. So Cena's thing, Jesse comes out, he'll take his shirt off and he throws it.
They threw it back.
And you're like so happy to get John Cena's shirt.
Everyone threw it
They
back.
fucking threw it back like 5 times.
Everyone.
Nobody wanted his shirt.
And then one of the guys
Damn.
worked for ECW back in the day, and he was there like flicking him off.
Flicking
and
him
Cena's
off.
face, you can see he kind of knew who he was, and he's just like. And the whole best part is Rob Van Dam is standing there the whole time just staring at him like.
there was a sign that said
So
there was a
great.
sign that said if Cena wins, we riot.
Yes.
If
Well,
Cena wins, we riot.
I'll tell you
bro.
this: as far as Cena, he's one of my favorite actors, dude.
Really?
I will watch any
He's
single
actually-
movie that Cena is in because I think he's so real, he's so raw.
You think he's better than Dwayne?
I do.
Okay, I think so too.
I think so too. I think The Rock
I
is
think he's better than
very
Dwayne.
entertaining.
Okay, I'll disagree with you guys.
No, I think. Well, as far as acting, I think The Rock is very entertaining.
No.
I love
He's a
I
sexy,
love-
manly man. Yeah, I get it. But as far as acting, I think John Cena's the shit.
I love
bro.
The Rock and the.
I think they
Fast and
both
Furious movies.
suck.
I
You think
they're
they
Oh,
both
you're,
suck?
you're
They're
this guy's
lame.
crazy.
They're lame.
They're amazing, dude.
I love
Okay,
it.
wait. Tell me, you think The Rock's better?
Then
As
Cena
far as
act-
acting,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh no.
yeah,
Oh
definitely.
man, I don't know.
Cena's too over the top in some of the stuff. Some of it, his roles are great.
Oh, Sticky. What is it?
Sticky Snickler.
Sticky Siniski.
No.
Well, there was a movie where
Nicky?
he was the dad and all their kids are going to prom.
Yeah.
They're having sex all the time. That was too much. He's just trying
Sticky
to.
Snickly.
Okay, the reason why I don't like. Okay, I'll just tell you this. We're just gonna talk about it.
Did you see?
Cena. No, I've seen that. I've seen that. Cena, and this is gonna be right out of the field. I hope there's this one person out there listening that is gonna know, like, hey, what I'm talking about.
Okay.
When the Total Divas show was on.
Okay.
And they're filming,
Oh,
Bryan Danielson
yeah.
and his wife, and then
so many
Nikki, his
fucking
girlfriend,
roles.
and John Cena in his house. And I'm like, you have John Cena's this huge brand, child's brand, all this stuff, and he's here being the biggest dick
Yeah.
on the planet to this beautiful woman. Oh, you cooked dinner for me? What? You're not supposed to use those. And then when they had, and this is all real apparently. It's not
Oh,
scripted.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I just couldn't believe
I thought
that
it was scripted.
At the
I
time,
don't know,
WWE hierarchy
Yeah.
was letting this John Cena being exposed when they're selling him as this biggest brand to
Yeah.
children. And he's here pretty much treating
Being
women
an asshole.
like an asshole.
telling
But
Dan-
John Cena, I'll be on your podcast.
I like when he talks about they're like how big of a woman you got, and he's like, oh, 275.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
And he was like,
on,
dude, I was like, really? He's like, big girls need love too.
I mean, Cena works hard, obviously,
Yeah,
and
oh,
he,
yeah.
I mean, he probably the biggest worker out there, right? But that was just wild to me, and it always sticks in my head. And I feel like WWE just tried to disappear that Total
yeah,
Divas footage.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah. And it was, and I remember
We need to bring it back out.
Bryan Danielson was over there, ironically enough, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and he's on Total Divas
Yeah.
and being the nicest guy
Yeah,
ever.
be nice.
Right? And John Cena's like, we have to have dinner, then we have to have our coats for
Yeah,
smoke,
yeah.
and then we have to do this. And it's like, what is wrong?
Very
with this guy?
proper, dude.
He's
like-
either that weird in person, or he was literally doing that to troll everyone because he didn't want to be on Total Divas.
And it's so
I'm-
crazy because you hear about his come up, going to college, being this like rapper and being the jokester, and then
Yeah.
you're that guy.
I just feel like he's
Yeah.
joking. I really
Well,
feel
hope-
like
I hope
Sticky
he's
Snickly
joking.
yeah.
from that movie, God bless. When he talks about, he's
singing on
he's
the
in Las
fucking
Vegas
stage,
talking about different types
talking
of
about
like songs as far as masturbating.
That's big.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, he's funny, trust me. I
Wasn't
just
it
think if you look
Nicky
at the success
Huh?
of The Rock.
Nicky Kaniki or something?
No, it's
Ricky Stanicki.
Ricky Stanicki. Ricky Stanicki, golly.
is his name. Yeah.
Ricky Stanickley. I've seen the movie 3
Stanicki.
times, by the way.
I think he's
That's
bigger.
hilarious.
I wish Stone Cold would have been a bigger actor, too. I think he was getting there, and then he just kind of did some, I don't want to say D-rated movies, like B-rated movies.
Yeah.
And he just kind of disappeared. I just don't think he wanted to do that.
Huh.
But
Well,
Cody
that's
Rhodes
awesome.
trying to get into it, and
Yeah.
MJF is trying to get into it.
I think MJF needs to come to WWE, man.
Well, interesting fact,
it'd be
I got to
crazy.
do a couple movies with some of those guys. I was in Expendables Part 1, and Randy Couture was there, Terry Crews is there,
Really?
Jet Li, Jason Statham. I was on set like just from here to you guys. I was not hanging out with them, but I'm right next to them as we do these scenes. I was one of the soldiers in that
Oh,
movie,
really?
in Expendables Part 1.
Dang,
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
So it's so cool because you think these guys are like massive 7-footers, and they're
Yeah.
really not.
No,
they're
no,
really
no.
not that tall. They're same size as us, pretty much maybe a couple inches taller.
How
but-
tall is Chris Jericho?
think 5'11".
5'11"?
yeah,
he's not that
6
tall.
foot.
Yeah, 6 foot something.
I mean,
Maybe
even Terry
6 feet, I
Crews.
don't
Terry
know.
Crews.
I'm really upset that I don't know his height. I'm gonna go back and
He's like, I used to know his
pissed
weight.
off. Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
Chris.
I'm like, Nick, what's your shoe size, bro?
Yeah. Please invite me to your house in Florida. I would do anything to be on his podcast. Like literally at this point, like anything, or someone's podcast. Like that's fun to me.
Yeah. No,
You
hell
know,
yeah,
and
man.
They're passionate
Yeah.
about it.
I didn't. This is fun too. Just talking about wrestling. And I'm not doing this to get paid or whatever.
No,
It's
we're
just
just
fun to
having
talk
fun,
about
man.
wrestling,
Hell
and
yeah.
hopefully someone watches it,
Yeah.
entertains it a little bit, and then we blow up. And then,
all my wrestling
Yeah.
fans, bro, they're all gonna follow me.
Okay,
And that's the thing that I love about that, bro. Like, there's a lot of people that are watching that they saw me wrestle, man, and they
true.
see how much I love it, and so they continue to keep watching,
I
man.
forgot. I think we talked about this, but I had River City Wrestling at Old Main Ice House.
Yeah,
I was actually
Brandon Oliver.
Yeah, I was in their show a little bit. I got on a mic, but he wanted to give me a bigger role, and I freaked out.
Oh, you did?
I freaked out. I
Hey,
was
you
like,
had
"No, I
one
can't."
shot,
Stage fright or
one
what?
Yeah, I don't
opportunity.
know about that, but I've been wanting, and I was even telling my buddy, like, dude, I'm literally booking this because I want a little role in the show.
Yeah, you wanna do something.
And then he gave me, oh man, the guy's amazing. He gave me all this opportunity, and he's like, oh shit. I panicked. So I got the mic and I introduced everybody, and I had a little bodyguard, I think, and we had a ladder match out there that night.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
We were supposed to have a cage, it didn't work out, but
Well,
everyone
Well,
was freaking out.
bring
We
it
had
back,
to-
bring it back.
I will give you some news right now. Today's my last day of eating and drinking whenever the hell I want. Tomorrow starts day 1 of
75 hard.
Nice.
And if I
Awesome.
get in good enough shape, we're doing a wrestling show at the Old Main.
Done.
We'll make
Done.
it happen,
You
bro.
know where we can do it right too?
Where?
Right here in this parking lot.
Get the fuck out of here.
shit.
And then I'm gonna get off this right here.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's gonna jump! He's gonna pull a Shane McMahon
And
over
then
here.
for like 10 views.
Hey, shout out
ex-girlfriend's
Jake.
No, I'm not going back.
Shout out Jake. Jake's in the chat. He said rooftop podcast, brilliant. We'll make sure that he's here with his
Jake Fair?
with his
is that
drone.
Is that
Yeah,
Jake?
Jake Fest, yeah.
Dude, Jake, we
we're
were
gonna
talking
jump
about
off
you.
the roof, wrestling
Yeah,
style.
we're gonna need you here to get your
Yeah, we're gonna need the
on
drone.
website.
Tanis can edit that. He can edit me jumping
Right.
off. So that's
there you
good.
go.
We're gonna need, and the video they did for me, they have me and Jerry jumping in the air.
Oh really?
I showed you
yeah,
earlier
yeah.
when we jump in the air and we land. So Jake and the crew and
Momentum Media, right?
Tanith
Yeah,
and
Momentum Media.
JG,
Yeah.
Momentum.
Make sure y'all check them out, guys. Hell yeah.
Check them out, man. They're
I
changing
really
the
want to do a
game.
wrestling show right here.
Dude, that'd be
We
awesome.
can put chair.
Bro,
People
I
can watch from the
I
rooftop.
got you connections if you really want to do it.
Let's buy a
Let's
wrestling
do
ring.
it.
Fucking make it happen.
It's happening, guys.
If you buy a wrestling ring, we'll start our own company.
I'll
Done.
MC the whole damn thing.
Oh hell yeah! We just
What are we gonna call it? TWA2?
no.
Call
hell no,
it
we won't call it
Barhouse.
TWA.
We'll call it
We'll
Barhouse
get-
Mania.
You want to talk about getting sued? Those guys would come for your money.
Sean, I'm over here. No.
We'll call it Barhouse Mania. Barhouse
There's some
Wrestling.
crazy stories of Shawn Michaels out there. You know that?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Yeah, some crazy.
It's crazy story.
Yeah.
I know some
Yeah.
people that went to school with him. I think he went to Madison.
Yeah,
actually.
he's
he's from San Antonio?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! I
His
didn't
dad
know
was in
that.
the military, so
Right.
he was at the air
Sean,
base. Yeah.
big fan. But my buddy Mike is even a bigger fan.
Yeah.
So
hey,
shout
so
out
it looks
Mike.
like we're gonna have to do another podcast and bring Mike on then.
Yeah.
So me, you,
I don't
and
know
Mike.
where he's at right now. He's somewhere in the United States.
Oh really? Oh, I thought he lived.
Mike,
here.
if you're
My
out
bad.
there,
Mike,
tell
you
me
got
where
to
you're
fly
at.
in.
I haven't heard from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mike, you got to
Last
fly
time I
in or
heard,
something.
he's gonna get pissed off. He's gonna get so mad. Don't worry, I won't say your
yeah.
last name.
All right, so guys, look at that, man. We're about to have we created a new host for a wrestling podcast.
Boom.
And we just I think we're about to have a wrestling company. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well,
How
we
much
have
a
the
ring?
place for it.
4,000,
Dude,
right?
yeah,
5
8,000.
grand?
I bought one for I think 8 back in the day.
You know what
So,
we had to pay Tatanka?
Yeah.
Tatanka
Oh,
came
yeah,
to Old Main.
Tatanka.
Dude,
Oh, I love
I was
that
a
guy.
huge fan when I was a kid. I couldn't
Really?
believe he was literally sitting in Old Main.
So-
and then also Hernandez.
Well,
he was there.
Oh, Hernandez. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard the speculations of late. I'm not going to say.
Oh.
that,
Oh, no,
but,
I take that back.
Yeah, you might want to be
I
careful.
take that
with
back,
one.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
He's got a bad name right now.
Yeah.
But,
Damn.
I had no idea.
Great worker, but unfortunately, he's done some bad things.
F
But
that.
what I will tell you this though. Talk about AEW. I have a lot of connection with AEW. My buddy is the Spanish commentator right next to Carlos Cabrera.
Oh, cool.
So his name is we call him Bandana Joe back, and he used to wrestle for me. But Alvaro, so I'll contact him and we'll see what we can get going, bro.
Yeah,
Make it
let's do
happen, baby.
He has Fontura
Rooftop wrestling?
Fontura.
Dude, I wonder
No,
if
no,
we're-
it's
no,
too,
no, that's
too
too
much.
scary. Yeah,
My engineer
no,
will
yeah.
lose his mind.
Yeah, and you'd probably have a. I don't
get
want to get you a
sued.
lawsuit or anything.
We can do this parking lot.
Yeah, we'll do it in the parking lot. That'd be badass, man.
Parking lot would be bad. And not only
Hell
that,
yeah.
people get to stand up here and look from the top view. How badass
Yeah, that'd
would
be
that
pretty
be?
tight too, right?
And the second
Some
floor.
VIP. So hell yeah.
But a wrestler needs to jump off.
Yeah. Oh, we'll make it happen. I'll jump off.
Yeah.
As long as the ring's close enough.
Get some cardboard boxes.
3 stories?
I've jumped
Shit.
I've jumped off some crazy shit.
I used to jump out of planes for a living. I don't think I would jump off the 3rd story though.
Hell yeah.
I got a friend too who's a wrestler locally. Carlos, I think. I have to hit him up. Carlos.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Carlos.
saying.
Hit
We'll
me
make
up.
it happen. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this fucking happen right here.
But we need Chris Jericho though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some calls. So hell yeah. All right, Nick. Well, I appreciate it, man. Where can everybody find you, brother? On social media, by the way.
Oh, at Body by Nick is my Instagram. Barhouse SA is here. Old Main Ice House. Barhouse Shirts. Hidden Grove TX. You know, send me a random message. Say you hated my podcast.
no, man. We got
All
a
the
lot of
wrestling fans.
Hey, bud, what's up? Yeah, right. They're gonna be like, Nick's cool, man.
Oh my God, I got friends now.
They're gonna be giving you the John Cena, and they're gonna be like coming up to you and be like, Cody isn't that bad, right?
Yeah.
No, well, hey guys, thank you for watching, man. Nick, thank you for having us, man.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
man,
having
thank
us.
you.
bro.
Don't judge my wrestling knowledge, please.
Hell
out
no,
there.
man. We had a
I'm
good time,
sorry.
brother.
You know it all, bro.
I know Jesse was kind of sitting there like, fuck,
I'm
these
like,
guys
shit.
just talking too much wrestling, but too bad, Jesse. Too
I'm
bad.
like every 4 minutes, I'm like, that DJ.
All right, guys. So again, make sure you come out here and check out this awesome. Look at the skyline, man. Look at this freaking skyline.
Look at this.
You got to come check this out for yourself right here downtown San Antonio, Bar House San Antonio, right here on Alamo Street. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
820 North Alamo.
820 Alamo Street. So
And Alamo Street's blowing up, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
becoming a little mini Bourbon Street out
heck
here,
yeah.
looking great.
As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna have to go to Lucky's and go get me a $5 burger and fries for
Nice, and come back to Bar House and drink.
Yeah,
Yes,
there you
correct.
go.
I
So
love it.
hell yeah. So be good, man. So guys, make sure you come out and check it out. Thank you for watching the KickRock Podcast Wrestling Edition. This is a oh my God. The wrestling JRock and Talk, or talking JRock and all that shit. Talking wrestling, man. It was fun. Nick, I haven't talked much wrestling in a long time like this, so this was fun, guys.
Good, we're gonna do it every week.
So
I don't think I've ever done it
let's
ever.
Make it happen, bro. We need to make it happen.
No one can tell.
Guys, we're out. Ben, thank you for
Yes.
behind the cameras, man. Shout out to Social Plug Media. And guys,
Oh, yeah. I just got a text. Why are you talking about wrestling on a podcast?
because
I love
it's
it.
KickRocks Podcast.
I
That's
love
why,
it.
man. We love
Yes.
it. All right, guys, we'll see y'all later. You have a good one. We'll see y'all soon.
Much love.